Welcome everybody, welcome to another one. Thank you for tapping in. Please go ahead and hit the like button. And also if you're not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. For those of you that's already subscribed, thank you so much for your support. I'm gonna keep it coming for you. Thank you so much for all the words of encouragement and whatnot. We back with another one, continuing this series, my prison journey. You know, we kind of outside now in the free world where we left off at in the last video, and, you know, leading up into my incarceration. So we, I made it home after doing that year, you know, got the deal that I was looking for, you know, 1 to 2 years, a day less. Remember, as I told you, that less a day is very important if you want to get out the same day and allow it to be a county sentence. If not, you gotta take a hike upstate, wait to see parole, which might take forever and a day, and then you know the rest of the story. So it was important to get that less a day so I can get out the same day, get a county sentence. So I was out, not for very long, unfortunately. You know, very sad, but it's a part of my story, it's a part of my journey. You know, I was only home for about 8 months. You know, after that, I know you're looking like, man, what the hell? After what you just went through, now you back in after 8 months? Yeah, I'm back in. You know, I was incarcerated. You know, well, let me back up a little bit. The detectives were looking for me. You know, they wanted to speak with me. Somebody told me that, so I'm like, what? Speak to me? No, I'm not interested. So, you know, I had somebody that used to, a female that used to rent cars for me every week, you know, good credit. So, you know, kind of used her to rent the cars. And she kept calling saying, look, man, they come into my family house. You know, they say you're not in any kind of trouble. Just call. They just want to ask you a quick question and that's it. So I'm like, damn. You know, I'm not trying to get her caught up in the mix of anything. So let me call from a payphone. Got to be a little smart now. Can't just jump out the window calling from your phone and then, you know how that's going to turn out. So anyway, I called on the payphone. I'm speaking to this detective and he's like, yeah, man, you know, just want to ask you a few questions. You're not in any trouble, nothing like that. I said, I'll go ahead and ask. He said, well, look, I got to know that I'm speaking to the person I'm supposed to be speaking to. He said, look, we can meet wherever you want to meet at. You know what I mean? I said, look, man, you know, I told him to meet me at a certain location. You know, I had my man with me and the female with me, you know. And, you know, I had my firearm with me. Well, she was holding it, but nonetheless, I had my firearm. So as they're pulling up, you know what I mean? I'm looking because they kind of describe what vehicle they're going to be in. So I'm like, damn. I'm like, man, let me see that gun. You know what I mean? I took the gun with me, you know, because in my mind, in my sick mind, I'm banging out. If you trying to lock me out, we gonna hold court right here in the street. It's insane, right? Don't it sound crazy to just be thinking like that? But I'm not trying to go back. Period. So we gonna hold court right here. We gonna have the jury, all that. We gonna have the verdict, sentencing right here in these streets right now. So I goes up to the vehicle and, you know, they telling me to, you know, go ahead and jump in. I said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not jumping in. I said, what's that? They said, look, man, you know, you're not under no arrest or nothing like that. You know, we don't even have our weapons on us or nothing like that. I said, look, you can speak right here. And I'm telling you straight up, if you try anything, it's going to be fireworks right here in the middle of the street. They started smiling. They said, listen, man, there's no need for that. We just want to ask you something real quick. I said, go on and ask now. The floor is yours. So they said, look, we got you on 3 buys. You want to help yourself or we could file a charge? I said, look, man, I'm going to call my lawyer and we're going to leave it at that. They said, okay, we'll give it a week. If we don't hear nothing, we're going to file the charges. I said, all right, bet. I left, got back in the car, left with my peoples, and I'm puzzled. Family, I'm puzzled because I've never heard of anything happening like that where they call you, letting you know they got you on some sales, right? And then let you go. And not only let you go, but I threaten these two men. Like, you know, if you try anything, it's gonna be fireworks. We banging it out right here. And let me go. I'm really puzzled. You know, me and my man, we talking, and you know, he like, damn, man, it's crazy because if they would have had you, they would have just locked you up right here. And so I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, man. I said, but it just ain't adding up. Like, why would they, you know, this is what I'm telling myself, why would they just make that up? I don't know. I mean, they could be telling the truth. They could be lying. They could be trying to fake me out. Who knows? But nonetheless, I'm not trying to take the chance to try to figure it out. I don't want to, I'm not trying to do that. I'm already home, folks. I'm not even home that long, only about 8 months. And you mean to tell me it's a possibility I'm going back again? Nah, we're not having that. So anyway, long story short, you know, changed up the operations a little bit, you know. Me and my man, we sat down, you know, and said, look, this is how we gonna do it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna lay low in the crib, you know what I'm saying? I lived in another town outside of where I was, you know, hustling at. So I said, look, I'm gonna just chill in the crib, you know what I mean? You just gotta, you know, deal with the worker. I'm gonna, you know, hit you with the work, whatever. Every day you just deal with the worker, grab a breath from him, and I'm just gonna lay low. You know what I mean? Gotta kind of lay low and absorb all this, try to figure it out. Like, damn, man, this ain't making sense. So anyway, we did that. We went through it. And, you know, as the days passed on, I kind of came up with a plan in my head. You know, I'm in outer space with it, but nonetheless, I'm trying to come up with a plan to kind of get out the way. So I'm like, look, I'm going to do maybe 1 or 2 more flips, and then I'm going to grab something nice, and I'm going to New York. And I'm going to just sit on my block, and I'm going to just hustle there, and I'm out the way. I'm off that PA stuff. You know what I mean? I'm away from it. I'm back home. You know what I mean? I feel like I got a better chance to get away while I'm down here. You know, a lot of times when you plan, man, in the streets, it don't, for some reason, a lot of it don't come out exactly the way you want it to come out. You know what I mean? As much as you would love for it to come out, I don't care how much money you got, you can't pay to make it come out the right way all the time. Sometimes it's going to be what it's going to be. So anyway, I decided one day to come outside. Not only come outside, but go to the town where I know these people is looking for me at. I mean, I got to be sick, right? Is that, what was the plan, y'all? Wasn't the plan to stay low in the crib? You know, if I'm going to come outside, stay in the town where I was living at. Don't come over here where you know it's a possibility they going to grab you. But nonetheless, I think I'm smarter than everybody on the earth, kind of like how we think in the street. You know, we got it all figured out. We ain't got nothing figured out. So anyway, I went to the town, you know, where they was looking for me at. As soon as I got there, I seen one of my other mans. He was like, yo, pull up, man. Ride with me real quick, man. I'm about to go take care of something real quick. I'm like, nah. I'm kind of in and out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to be here for a couple minutes. Then I'm leaving. He like, I bet. He pulls up. As soon as he pulls off, I'm standing there playing with like a little dog. You know what I'm saying? And behind me, I don't really know, but the detectives is behind me looking at me. But I don't notice until a female told me, like, yo, look, I think that was the detectives looking at you. They just rolled by in the expedition. I said, what? I said, man, I'm out. Pew! So now I'm telling her, give me the gun. Like, yo, give me the gun, because we about to work out here. She like, no, please. I'm like, man, give me my gun. She like, no. I'm like, man, I'm out. I'm trying to get to the car. Man, I I got around the corner. I seen them. I'm walking this way, and I seen them driving this way. They stopped at the stop sign, looked at me. The same two men that I went and met up with looked at me and started smiling, drove past. So now I come to the corner, I look that way, and I see they bust a left inside the alleyway. So I know they coming back around the block. So now I'm like, damn, man, I'm telling her, man, give me the gun, give me the gun and you could leave. She's like, no, I'm not. So I'm like, start running, skipping a little bit. Maybe 5 seconds later, about 5, 6 cars blitz me. Freeze, don't move, don't move. So I'm like, this, damn. They came, she going crazy, asking why. They like, delivery of heroin, everybody needs to back up. Because, everybody was kind of like out of control out there, wanted to know what was going on with me. But, they were saying back up, he's under arrest for delivery of heroin. He's going to jail. Anyway, locks me up, takes me back to jail. I'm back in jail again, y'all, after 8 months. Unbeknownst to me, this will be the last time that I will see the streets for another 18 years. Ain't that something? I didn't know it at the time, but that's what I was looking at without even knowing it. So tune in for part 4. Part 4 gonna have a lot more meat to it. It's gonna be, it's gonna be heavy. A lot of trying times for me. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot more downs, put it that way. But the journey begins. So thank you so much for tuning into this one. I hope, that you enjoyed it. As I always say, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Stop hesitating. Just subscribe. It ain't come on. It ain't gonna cost you nothing. I'm just starting out, so, I need all the encouragement. I need all the support, and I'm getting better each and every day, and I'm just sharing me. I'm not up here faking, pretending, selling the dream, selling the story. I'm just giving you me in hopes that my story, my journey might prevent somebody from repeating what I did, because it's not a good feeling. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to leave you as I always do. Remember, your potential for greatness is unlimited.